welcome back to our live show on a Thursday evening. I don't think it's going to be quite as dramatic as last week. I don't think we're going to have any new managers in the pipeline during the next 20 minutes or so.
I wondered
James,
what you and Rob Staten were doing. I thought you were millennials just sitting on your phone whilst I was doing a bit. I thought you were being rude, but you were getting a bit of a tip-off, weren't you?
Yeah, there were tip-offs. I think simultaneously Rob had a similar one about Jos Luhukai.
Yeah.
And I was willing you to carry on a bit longer than you were.
Yeah.
And you were tailing off towards the end, and I put a quick tweet out and thinking, well, I'll be honest, I was just thinking, who is this guy?
Who is it?
Because I've never heard of him.
We had to do a quick Google, didn't we? So.
Yeah, you had to do a quick Google. It probably says more about our insularity and ignorance in this country that we haven't heard of foreign coaches than anything else. But it looked like, when I actually checked it back, I was looking down so intently, it looked like I dropped off. I'd fallen asleep.
You won't be the first.
But you're around.
And you won't be the last.
Russ Dennett. And also Adam Duffy. We've got a Duffy in the studio.
I know, yeah.
Not Mark.
He's from the blue and white persuasion, though, isn't he? I'm afraid.
He is. Yeah, he's over there. Snooker star over there, and Human League star from great days you must have had with Human League.
Yeah.
Tell us. Well, before we go into that, just tell us how you came to be in this studio tonight, because I know you put a Facebook message out a little bit earlier.
If I can find it. I have Facebook tonight. I'm on Sheffield Live TV tonight at 6:30ish with Alan Biggs. He rang up and said, Russ, Nutty passed away, bless him. Joe Elliott and Sean Bean are too famous. Michael Paling is in Bangladesh writing a book on ballooning, and Paul Heaton won't go to Lane whilst Chad is there. Any chance you can nip in? And I said, go on then.
Perfect.
So I was
It's quite
18th choice, I think. Yeah.
Very, very, very accurate indeed. whereas Adam was number one choice.
Oh, right.
Chalked his cue weeks ago. Weeks and weeks ago. Human League, just before we go on with the sport, and we heard, if you look, it's going to be on YouTube later, so if you didn't catch Bouncing Day, Russ's song, in honour of the events of Hillsborough in September, do check the repeat, and it's there in all its glory, illustrated, fully illustrated. Those must have been great days. 10 years or so you spent with Human League.
Yeah, I think it was 9 years, 86 to 95. Yeah. Was 21 when I joined, just 21, and they were a big band at the time. And they just had a single out called Human, which had gone to #1 in America, which was a fabulous song. And I heard via the pub, a mate of mine called Michael Washburn had told me that he was rehearsing down at a place in the league was there, and I said, do they need a guitar player? And he said, well, I haven't seen any guitar stuff. So I thought, I'll go down and ask. So I knocked on the door. Knocked on the door at the recording studio, literally, and met a guy called Dave Beavers, and I said, do you need a guitar player? And he said, yeah, we do.
That's so good, isn't it? That is so.
I could have done that. Well, I couldn't because I can't play the guitar. But I could have just knocked on the door and said,
I think they were just really lazy, if I'm honest. They just thought, you know what, if he's all right, if he can play, we'll have him. It'll save us having to audition about, 60 blokes or lasses who could maybe do this job.
And since then, you played all around the world, I mean.
We did a fair old hike. We did all Europe, Japan. I did America a few times with them. Skegness. I didn't do Skegness, actually.
No. How do you two performers in very, very different spheres, Adam on the snooker table, how do you equate that with what the players will go through and approach in the derby at Bramall Lane? Can you see any parallels or similarity between what the two of you go through in your own performance?
We were talking about it earlier on, weren't we, about just getting in the zone. It's the main thing. You just got to get in the zone. I know it's hard, but you've just got to focus and try and
the pressure's so much higher for you.
Yeah.
Because, you're there on your own. You've got the table to yourself, and it's for you to lose that table, isn't it?
Yeah.
Whereas with a football team, at least you've got a little bit of someone behind you helping. The pressure. The funny thing is, me and Phil Oakey used to play snooker at Mike Watson's place.
Oh, right. No, Mike's been in here.
And we were rubbish.
Yeah.
But we loved snooker. When it was really going nuts at the time with the Dennis Taylor thing and everything. And we just loved it. And we were rubbish. And we used to talk about it all the time, about how you guys just do that in front of a camera, in front of all those people, and hit the ball, let alone pop one.
Yeah.
I marvel at that as well. I can't understand it either. You tell me how you do it. Or do you not know how you do it?
Don't know. Just practice, obviously, a lot, and then just get in the zone.
Are you aware of it all though? Are you what's around you? The camera's moving and a bit of movement in the crowd. The fact that Olivia, your partner, is in the studio sitting in the corner tonight, so she's making us all nervous, isn't she? She's making us all nervous.
When she opens the bags of crisps just before you're about to get your shot.
But you know, when you sort of get down to the shot, surely, you know, obviously you might be thinking, right, okay, I'm in here, and you put that first red or whatever. Does that then calm the nerve? You're then sort of focusing on what's in front of you, aren't you? You're not looking at the cameras and the people and the sort of commentators in the box set up there in the glass. You're not looking at that particularly, are you, when you're down, or are you, subconsciously?
The first frame is important. It depends if it's obviously, it could be a best of 7, a best of 9, best of 19, but in a best of 7, the first frame is so important because you're settled. Like every player wants the chance first, they want to get in, relax. Like if you sat there watching someone make a century first frame, you're like, whoa, I've got up my game. Then you think...
It's like scoring the first goal, effectively, in the game, isn't it?
It just puts you like bang under pressure. So you're going out there, you want the chance first, and obviously if you don't get it, then you're under more pressure to win that second frame. So if not, you're 2-0 down. It's only first to 4. So it's a tough sport. You just got to be ready for that first, obviously, frame.
What's it like trying to close it out, though? You know, say you've got a lead of 2 or 3 frames and just need this one. Oh, there's a break on here and I'm in. What's that like?
I could say this season I've lost a couple of deciders and I've gone in that mindset where I'm like, do you know what, if I pot this, I'm in, and then my brain will take over and I'll miss and I'll be like, oh, come on. And then I won a decider about 3 months ago to qualify for China, and I missed, and the guy should have cleared up, and I was like, it can't happen again. And the guy missed, and I thought, what? This didn't happen to me.
A reprieve.
Yeah, it was like
Get in.
But after it weren't like I'd won it because I didn't deserve it, because I missed obviously a chance where I'm good under pressure. And I thought, you sometimes can doubt yourself.
The other thing is you've got to sit there in the corner and try on your face not to show the ordeal and the anguish that you're going through while people are looking at you to see. They're looking into your soul, aren't they, on TV? And how difficult is that?
You're not trying to put him off or anything, are you? I mean, you know, he's got the Crucible coming up, you know.
Yes. I'm your psychologist.
I can safely say I've never lost my rag or whatever on TV, but obviously when I played Judd in the German Master qualifiers, I think end of December, and like, because I played that well and like I was matching it, every department he was in, like good safety, I was matching it and I was getting chances from it. And I played such a bad safety shot and I just turn around and just smash my cue on chair.
Yeah.
But not a...
Do you get fined for that?
No. Referees tend, I don't know, to not as... I can't say it's powerful,
but done that with a racket, it would have been racket abuse.
I think they like look at you, but it depends what referee is. Obviously, I don't do it thinking, oh, this referee won't warn me.
But you must be tempted to shout, as we all would, certain words. You know, we've all done it.
Yeah, of course we have. Yeah.
Not in this studio on a Thursday night, but apart from the studio on a Thursday night, we all. Not stopping yourself doing that must be difficult. You've missed an easy one. Mm-hmm. There's a word beginning with there's a 4-letter word. Or 2 actually,
Flip.
That would be entirely appropriate and forgivable. You can't say it.
They must do
under the breath.
Not they don't. But you're doing these sort of live tours and stuff. There must be a bit of banter and stuff. Surely, you know, when you're doing like you're saying about the
exhibition or something.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Like obviously swear on there. Like if you do an exhibition because it's part of the fun, you know,
part
for the crowd. Like, but not on.
No.
You're in such a straitjacket. It's almost like, I think it's almost cruel.
It's always been a gentleman's sport, though, hasn't it? It's always been considered a very gentleman's sport.
Are they all gentlemen?
No comment.
No comment.
We've got a list prepared of people, and we want to say good or bad.
I know what he's thinking. He's wanting names.
Names.
Mainly the Chinese. They can be a bit funny, you know.
Can they?
Can play games and stuff like. You could be on a shot, they could get up, you know, and you.
Yeah.
Just stuff like that. Just trying to like.
Gamesmanship almost.
Deliberate.
Yeah.
Ronnie always looks like he's a little bit nervy, doesn't he? He's always a bit jumpy.
Jumping, scratching his face, wiping his brow.
Is the sledging and stuff goes on, or is it? They don't, do they?
What do you mean?
It's not sledging.
If you kind of
like in cricket, England and Australia, there's a few little remarks.
Oh,
no, none of that.
Nothing like that. No.
You don't really talk to each. I always find that weird because I think sometimes there's 2 really good mates playing against each other, sat in the opposite corner, and they won't speak for the whole match.
Just like when I played Judd recently, like I've grown up with him, I played him on TV in Belgium a few months ago, and like, let's go to the toilet together. He stood there, I'm stood there, and like, washing my hands. And he stood beside me there, and washing my hands, and like, we don't say a word.
Don't say a word.
Just walk back out.
It's weird, that, isn't it? Yeah. It's weird. But does everyone do that? Or,
yeah.
You know,
well, you've got to, haven't you? You want to win.
Happens a lot at open mics as well, that. No one talking to each other.
Really? Really?
Oh, open mics. Evil.
Really?
Yeah, divas.
See, I think that, you know, you try and, I don't know, just try and get on a little bit. If you're not...
I'd have thought that.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Oh, right.
We're all lovely to each other.
You're dying to ask him a question because you're the Rocket's biggest fan.
Yeah.
You're the Rocket's biggest fan on Twitter.
Come on, what's he like? What's he like, Ronnie O'Sullivan, as a bloke? You know, do you get on with him? Do you know him well? All that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I got on with him. I've just actually looked on my phone in interval, and I've got him on Instagram, and he's started using, you know, stories on there.
Yeah.
And he's got to know all, you know, emojis and stuff now, and he's got like sunglasses on, and then like that sound one when it goes.
Is he a nutter? Yeah. Is he like, you know, when you're with him, is he just like a live wire, or is he a bit grumpy, or what is he? What's he like?
Just different every day. You don't know what it's going to be like. I've always got on him. Always got on with him. I've practiced with him obviously numerous times, and I've always like respected him, and I played him in a tournament, and he respected me after. He said like I played well, where obviously you've seen it in papers where he's like,
sometimes I'm his people.
And I'm thinking like, because like when you're playing him, you're like, God, I'm playing Ronnie. I bet he thinks I'm rubbish. But that's the only player you think like that. No one else. Like,
Does
everyone will tell you.
Does he annoy you when he texts people left-handed? You know, he's just stood down his phone then.
Right, yeah. And then right-handed. That's great, isn't it?
I thought you were going to tell us that he texted you to say he's watching.
He's watching. But
you never know. You never know.
Yeah, hello, Ronnie, if you're watching.
Okay. Well, come back to these two. There's more going on than a Sheffield derby, and there's, believe it or not, and there's more going on than trying to reach the Crucible.
There is indeed, yeah. I mean, there's a team in Sheffield actually gearing up to play against the Owls this weekend, trying to get their playoff sort of push back on track, but it's not Sheffield United, it's Stocksbridge Park Steels. Thank you for Charlie George on Twitter, who sent that in to us, didn't he, yesterday? They're playing against Cleethorpes Town, who are also nicknamed the Owls in the Evo Stick League. That's on Saturday. And in the same league, Sheffield FC, they've actually not played since beating Park Steels on New Year's Day. That's down to the weather and dodgy pitches. No game for them this weekend either. Hallam FC, they won their first game of 2018 on Tuesday night in amazing fashion, 5-1. The victors over Bolsover Town. They head into this weekend's game against Selby, just 1 point off the playoffs as well. No game for Sheffield FC ladies this weekend. They actually lost to Millwall last Sunday night in a really tight game. Ice hockey, Steelers, they're entering the unknown this week. Very exciting stuff. Dave Sims has written a great column as usual. We always bang on about him on this show. We need to get him in again, actually, Alex.
We do, we do. He's always entertaining.
They're headed to Belarus. They're playing in the Continental Cup tournament against some proper top European sides, one of whom they played in November in the qualifiers, and they lost 7-1. So that's kind of the gulf in sort of the English Ice Hockey League and on the continent as well. In basketball, Sheffield Sharks, we said last week that we hope for them to get their season back on track. They didn't. They lost to the London Lions. That's now 3 defeats in a row for them, but they're home tomorrow night. I'm not sure they'll be selling many tickets tomorrow night against the Surrey Scorchers at the EIS because of a football game that's going on, of course, which we'll come on to in just a moment. Rugby Union, what a funny game that is. Well, certainly what National 2 North is as well. It's a very funny league, that one. The Tigers, they had 5 straight wins before Christmas, and now they're on a run of 6 straight defeats. I know, incredible how that's turned around, isn't it? They're still mid-table. Leicester away on Saturday for them. And in the same league, Sheffield Rugby Union Football Club, they lost their opening game of 2018. They're off the bottom of the table, though, and they play against Sale at Abbeydale Park. Golf, Matt Fitzpatrick, who we are still trying to get into the studio.
You've lost your bet.
I've lost my bet. I owe Alan a tenner, unfortunately.
20, I thought.
Oh, yeah, it'll be 50 soon. Matt Fitzpatrick is in action. The Eurasia Cup, which is the sort of match between Europe and Asia. Hopefully practicing
the excuses
for the Ryder
are always
Cup.
very good because he's always somewhere else in the world.
Exactly, yeah. He's in Dubai. He's in Dubai at the moment playing in this. So, yeah, so he'll be watching intently tomorrow night. Owls versus the Blades, of course. You don't need me to sort of tell you that on this roundup. Facts: the teams have met competitively a total of 128 times.
Look what I've got written here.
Have you got this down?
Oh, it's stolen my thunder. Carry on. I was
so
saving
the
that up.
Blades are leading. They've actually won 49 times. Wednesday have only won 48. That is correct. That's wrong on your sheet there.
Is that wrong?
Just want to say, yeah. 20.
I've got 46 versus 42 wins out of 128 competitive meetings.
I did my homework earlier. Yeah, I did my homework.
I did as well.
Well,
which website?
It was a good website, a proper website.
Mine was, I thought mine
It's
was
narrowing the gap. I'm trying to appease the Wednesday fans here a little bit.
Right, okay.
And the highest score was 7-3 in September 1951. Yeah. Blades won that one. But this is the first time that either side has had a new manager going into this fixture. I'm sure everyone knew that. So it'll be interesting to see how Jos Lahukai gets on tomorrow night.
And Sheffield United have got 3 new players going into the fixture as well.
Yes.
Whether they'll be more than likely be on the bench, I would have said.
Yeah,
Ryan Leonard from Southend, Lee Evans from Wolves.
Not the comedian.
Well.
Yeah.
Not the comedian, no. He's been doing very well on loan at Wigan. And also, James Wilson, Manchester United striker.
He's got some pedigree.
On loan. Yeah. Certainly has. 22 years of age. I think he had an injury that set him back, but he actually came through the system at Man United and played for the team, scored goals for the team.
Yeah.
Went on loan at Brighton, so it's quite clear whether he's got the ability. Yeah.
I don't know a lot about James Wilson.
No.
I remember under Giggs when they sacked, I think it was Moyes, and he had sort of 5 games at the end of a season. He threw him in. I think he scored a couple of goals in his first game, and then he got injured, and then sort of everyone's going, "Oh, what's happened to him?" But it's just that he's injured. It's not that he's turned bad all of a sudden. So
we need to encourage Adam here, because every time we turn to football, he's got that expression on his face. That
I was just going to say, I've seen James Wilson play in the Champions League.
Yes.
For Man U.
Yeah.
Wow.
Good player.
Yeah.
Fast. Very fast player.
Good.
A couple of years ago now, but he's a very good player.
He's still young as well. He's only 22, so you know, you'd think. Good. Will you be quaking in your boots if he's on the starting lineup tomorrow?
No, because I've just got no faith in Wednesday, so it's all right.
Really? Yeah. Is that right?
It's one of the games what I'm not looking forward to. Like,
Is it?
Usually derby's a buzz, isn't it? But
Yeah.
I never look forward to them.
I'm not.
They always make me feel ill.
Do they? Really?
Yeah. I hate them.
I've got to say, I think tomorrow night, it'll be that horrible sick feeling when it wouldn't kick off.
That's the one. That's the one.
Yeah.
And this is supposed to be enjoyment and pleasure. It's only neutrals like me. I'm the only neutral sitting in here.
Yeah, I know. I bet you're sort of just.
Well, I'm worried about Chesterfield v Luton, aren't I? You know, I've got bigger things to
Big
worry
Luton
about.
fan.
Staying in the football league is my.
I think Jack Lester's going to pull it round in City.
I think so.
They've improved under him, haven't they?
They have until recently. I think it's 5 defeats out of 6, but you know they've got some new players bedding in. 3 or 4 have arrived in the window. There's going to be some more movement in the window, and he hasn't got his own team together yet.
It was a shame about that David Brooks thing falling through, wasn't it?
It certainly was. That was a very, very
What a
sore
shame
point
for us.
indeed.
Yeah.
Awful news. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Do you know he's still out with glandular fever unless a little
Gardening
bit
leave. we just say, don't we? Yeah. I mean, you know what? Young lads and lasses get glandular fever. It's very common at that age.
and it's very debilitating.
Yeah.
For anybody of any age.
Yeah, my sister had it, and it made her very poorly. So it's not just something you come back from quickly, is it? So
No.
you never know.
It isn't. If it keeps him out of the shop window and keeps him at Sheffield United for the rest of the season,
That's fine.
then
fine by me.
that's the silver lining on the cloud, isn't it, really?
Let's not use the word silver lining.
Yeah.
Again, I think we've had enough of silver lining.
We haven't really. We just had 2 clips of silver lining just to balance it out. Yeah. Prospects for the Crucible then, because you got this. It's all packed in, isn't it? Late March, early April attempts to qualify.
Yeah, it's like obviously starts start of April, and then it's just you've got the qualifiers, and then 2 days after that you've got the Crucible if you
you're there.
qualify.
Brilliant.
And
Really good.
you can imagine it's quite draining though, can't you? You could say if you finish on the last day of the qualifiers and played the first day of the Crucible,
Yes.
you've got to get over the win and then get yourself up to the
You've got
first
no
round.
time. You have no time to celebrate either, would you? I've got there, and then suddenly, it's the next day.
You could get there and then be out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you could. Yeah.
Is it like that?
Whilst you're still hungover from
But
celebrating.
you're not going to be.
No.
You're going to win.
If I
Because
get there,
Alan's
I'm
going to
not
be
there.
a psychologist. And you're going to win. And you're going to make us proud of you.
Yeah.
Do you know Sean Murphy obviously won it 2005 as a qualifier? Was he a qualifier? I think, wasn't he? And that surely for you as well. Local.
Well, we were
And
talking
that kind
about
of
whether
thing.
he's local or not
Northampton
earlier. The jury's out on whether he's local
He's
or
local.
not. So
He's local, isn't he?
Well,
as much as Sean Murphy is now, because he's moved elsewhere, isn't he? So.
Rotherham, but also Northampton.
Sean's from Northampton. I'm not letting him have that.
Yeah.
Right,
Definitely Northampton.
Yeah.
It's cobblers.
Yeah, like that. No flies on you, mate.
That's the nearest he's come to swearing, because we had a conversation before we came on air as to whether they could keep it in check. Well, you in particular, and you've done very, very well.
Thank you very much. I try.
Yeah.
I still won't go on Popmaster though.
So, for you, obviously seeing Sean win it, does that give you that must make you think, oh, heck, anyone can do it.
Oh, yeah.
I could do it.
Every year I go, obviously, to support Judd, I'm there and I'm like, wish I was playing. And obviously I go practice room and the buzz around the place, even obviously backstage and in the venue, it's just like, the atmosphere is nothing like any other tournament in England or in China.
Yeah. What's the atmosphere like in China compared to over here?
Dead.
Is it?
Really?
So they'd
They love it, don't they?
Huge sport.
Yeah. I mean, you was on about earlier on, do you like feel pressure on the camera as well? The last time I was playing Wenbo in China, and like I'm on a black into the corner bag, and the cameraman's fell over with the camera.
You're joking?
He's laid on the floor and everyone's like laughing. So I stood there and I'm like, what do I do?
How did he fall over? Trip over a cable? Or?
It's on like a wire, on roller thing, so he's obviously caught his foot or something and gone over with camera.
Fallen over.
So I'm like stood there and I'm like, and he's like picking his camera up. Like, in England, I think they'd have just stopped it or something, but over there, it's just like, just carry on.
But
really?
So I'm laughing.
You were?
Yeah, I'm laughing, like, well, I'm smiling and thinking, what's he doing?
So you delay your shot and then you missed, did you?
No, I potted it, but it was like a big shot, so I was like potting the black to open reds.
Yeah.
So it was, he could have won the frame, basically.
Yeah.
And like, he just fell over with the camera. I thought, is this part of this stunt or
Does
what?
it get in your head that if you're playing in China and you're playing against a Chinese player, there's going to be millions of people watching on the telly? Because if you played against Ding, for example, you're going to have like 15 million people there.
He beat Ding in 2015.
Watching.
I was meant to play Ding in Shanghai, but he pulled out because his eye wasn't very well or something. And then obviously I had the kiddie, another Chinese guy who stepped in for him, obviously, walk over.
Yeah.
I lost 5-4 to him, but I've gone from like getting myself up to it for a game where I know Ding's going to win, obviously. Like buzz off like loads of people watching and TV. To like playing in a back room where there's like 4 people there.
Yeah, that's
just
not
like,
good, is it?
When you've had an intensive battle and it's draining mentally, is it easy to just go off and say, oh, I need a good night's sleep and have a good night's sleep before you play again the next day? Or is that difficult?
It's quite hard because obviously you're still in the, I don't know, it's like with you when you played a gig.
I think the hardest one I ever did was I did do you remember the Tube? The old rock show that Jules Holland and...
Yes.
And I did that, and it was totally live. The minute you went on stage, you was playing to the people to the world, and that was all I could think was, all my mates are going to laugh if I make a mistake. They'll all be going, "Come on, Russ, make a mistake."
Did they? You didn't make a mistake?
I didn't make a mistake, but I nearly collapsed when I came off the stage. I just went and laid on the couch for an hour. Like, that was horrible.
Got away with it, kind of thing.
Yeah, but cameras do make a big difference.
Do you pop balls in your sleep?
No.
Do you ever have a dream where you're on a break? Getting close. Yeah.
No, I don't. If I'm playing in a tournament and I've won, say if I won the first round and I'm playing the next day, I'll dream that I've lost and I'll wake up and be like, oh, I'm still in.
Thank goodness it's a dream.
And hopefully the Sheffield United and Wednesday players aren't doing the same.
All right, let's hope it's a great game, folks, tomorrow. A handshake at the end, and thanks to Russ Dennett, and thanks to Adam Duffy, and thanks to James Gregg. Let's all enjoy ourselves if we can tomorrow evening. Thank you for watching. It's on my YouTube channel later, repeat here 11. See you next week. Bye.